One of my channels at $10,900 can consistently hit anywhere between $250 days downwards to $210-ish per day. Very consistent and stable, and nothing crazy. Sometimes goes up to, though, close to $400 days. So I've been doing YouTube automation for a little bit over 2 years now. This is just one of my channels. I have also a bunch of plaques. I'm not sure if you can see right over there. So in this video, I'll be explaining A to Z everything I know within a whiteboard. So pay attention, put this video in full screen if you have to. And if you're looking for any get-rich-quick models, this is not for you. Just click off right away. You're better off gambling in a casino. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoy this video. I need to set tone and expectations on who this business model is actually for, because a lot of people actually cannot make this business model work. If you're from Russia, click off this video. You can't get monetized in Russia. With that being said, $0 to $500 per month. If you're making $0 to $500 per month, this video is not for you. You will not be able to have the funds and budget to start your own Evergreen channel. Why? YouTube costs money. It costs money to hire someone from overseas, make videos for you, and then you upload to yourself on your channel. That's not going to be free. If you can somehow manage to get someone to make videos for free for you, by all means, try this business model, but you have to have at least some sort of income. So if you're making less than $500 per month, you're better off doing some freelancer work, get like a service-based business model for yourself, like do something that doesn't require money to make more money, but trade your time for money, because that's all you have. You don't have money, just use your time. 1, 2, 3K. If you're making 1 to 3K per month, you can make this business model work. I've started with 1 to 3K a month, so I personally know for a hand. You will have to have some level of budgeting, but yes, you can make this business model work. On average, it takes me $5 or less to produce a video, because I have found the best team. I know what kind of individuals and what countries are better than others. A life hack, hire from the Philippines. If you're making 3 to 5K per month, you're chilling. This is the great zone. You have the funds to comfortably start up your channel. Great. And then if you're making 10K plus, you're literally built for this. This is super yes, 100% by all means. Get into this business model because you have money. And what YouTube automation or Evergreen YouTube is just trading your own money for even more money. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not the stock market where you're buying and selling. You're just pouring your money into digital assets that will always pay you year after year, month after month. Now ROI up to 10, 20, even 30x. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Let's spray this little board because my eraser's absolute ass. You need to watch me. I'm not going to cut this video at all. You're going to watch me erase my whiteboard. Be patient. Right. If you're making $100 a day and you want to get to there, it took me 90 days. That's not normal. That's not what the average length of time it takes. A lot of people take multiple years. Like I'm talking 4 or 5 years. Sometimes people never get there. Because $100 a day isn't created off of luck. It's created off of a solid strategy and execution that genuinely works. For me, personally, I got this dollar amount because I found a trend that was starting to work, and then I hopped on the wave. I was one of the first person to hop on. Fuck it, I'll just say it. I made Temu videos. Temu has a super high RPM. It made me a bunch of views. And when I just completely dominated the field of Temu, when it came out in like 2023, boom, high RPM, high views, generated a fuck ton of money. Find your own little niche. Don't copy me. Temu is completely like out of date now. You're not gonna make it work anyway. So find your best niche. Find what works. It doesn't have to be a viral niche, but just something that's never gonna die out. Okay, I can still make Temu videos because my channel is built towards that niche, so it's kind of niched and in favor of that. And Temu videos still evergreen. My channel has a lot of subscribers. I can easily beat your little channel with 0 subscribers. Okay. $200 a day. That's $6,000 per month. Do you know how long that took me? How long did it take me? 7 months for me to get to $200 a day. What you have to do to get from $100 a day now to $200 a day is the exact same bullshit. You do the same videos, you just do more volume and higher leverage. I'll go in a second in more detail on how to actually use leverage, what leverage even fucking means. Do you know what leverage means? Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't know what leverage means, okay. And then $300 a day, that's $9,000 a month. So that's over $100K a year. This is when you're in the 6-figure big daddy zone. So when you're making $300 a day, that took me how long? 9 months. And the reason why it took me so long to get from $100 a day to then $200 a day was because this trend right here, Temu, that died out for me. It didn't work. Well, it wasn't as popular. As fall came, 2023 slowly started to die off. I had to build a more evergreen approach. And so you know what happened? By the time I hit $200, I had a real foundation that was completely timeless. It could actually generate me this type of money for years without posting a single video ever. I had I think 3,000 videos on my channel by then. And then I just doubled down and compounded super quickly, $300 a day in 9 months, and then hit my consistently $400 days 1 year. So this is how long it took me. I'm not saying this will happen for you. You could get here quicker than me, okay? You can be fast with it. But it's not a rushing game. A lot of people don't get to $400 a day within a year, and this isn't all ad revenue. So this is the average day I create off of ad revenue, brand deals, affiliate. I don't do affiliate marketing really, and then digital products, okay? So you can get to $400 a day, which is $12K a month. Very great, solid money. But it's going to most likely take you at least a year, if not 2, 3. If it takes you more than 3 years, you're doing something wrong. Alright, so with that being said, with the expectations set aside, oh my goodness, bro, this whiteboard is fucking ass. Alright, so right now, if you're watching this video, you are most likely, I'm not using this marker is terrible. You're also looking at 0 to 1K a month on your YouTube channel. I'm not saying off of your job. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're probably making a lot more than this, at least I hope. If you're at a 9-to-5 job making less than that, I don't know what's wrong with you. When you're at 0 to 1K per month on YouTube, you are working the absolute hardest. That's what you're doing. Slave work. If you're making 0 to 1K a month, it is genuinely harder for you to make 0 to 1K a month than to make 10K a month. Because for you to be able to make $10,000 per month on YouTube, you have to be doing things that put yourself outside of the business. You're not going to be actually working on the videos yourself. You have a team already. All you have to do is do a little bit of daily topic research. This is when you set the whole foundation up, the whole system up. You learn the skills itself, so you're spending a lot of time researching and doing the right things to learn. And then you don't even have a full team yet. You have to split test a bunch of things, create your own channel, make it all pretty and stuff. So you're going to be working a fuck ton. Slave work at 0 to 1K a month. So don't expect pretty butterflies. Don't expect YouTube automation to be some fantasy that prints you money right from the get-go, because it will be hard. You'll be working the hardest though, so that's the good thing. That's the good news I want to tell you. You're not going to find yourself working any harder than 0 to 1K a month after you surpass that. You're going to be finding easier things to be done. You're going to automate and outsource a lot of your tasks to freelancers, obviously. You're going to start to know what works. You're going to be playing the smarter game rather than the trench work game. Okay? Rule number 1. This is rule number 1. A lot of people do this way too much, so you have to pay attention. If you do this, I'll be disappointed. Don't stay in research. Is that how you spell it? Gathering mode. Okay? Every single fucking individual, do you know what they do? They stay in, hold on a second, this camera is, way too many individuals stay in research gathering mode, where they go on the little YouTube, type in little fingers, YouTube automation. They binge watch the entire YouTube playlist on YouTube itself. They watch every single individual, and then they end up taking no action whatsoever. And they're stuck in just, their little dopamine brain just wants them to watch results from other individuals, and then they end up taking no action. If you do this, and I'll actually admit, I was inside of this terrible habit for probably 3 weeks, and I just binge watched videos after videos without actually starting on my own channel. So the max amount of time it wants to take you, and what I suggest you, is 72 hours of research. Don't take more than 3 days. Do all the research and video binging as you want for the first 3 days. But once you have watched enough motivational content and proof of concept that this business model works, because it fucking does. Every business works, it's just the person that don't. So you have to understand that you could make 1K a month very, very easily. And it's not going to happen overnight. But what's going to happen is that you have to research these 2 main metrics, which is called, RPM plus CTR. These are single-handedly the most important metrics in all of YouTube, and if you understand how to master them and how they work, you're gonna make money no matter what. You can have the worst freelancer team, it doesn't fucking matter. All you need to learn is how to get a high RPM, which is how much you get paid per 1,000 views, and CTR, which is the ratio between how many individuals see your content and how many people actually click on your content and fucking click on your ad to make your money. So now what I want to do is show you guys and actually give you guys a brief crash course on what RPMs are, how to actually get high RPM so you don't have to watch any other video. You stay on this one because it's the fucking best. I'm the best. Believe me. So the way RPMs work is it all depends on how rich viewers are. If you have a poor audience, you know what's going to happen. Your audience is not going to be able to be valuable to any of the advertisers, because all advertisers want is for their ad to become profitable. They are spending X amount of dollars per 1,000 views. Okay? So it's up to the advertiser how much money they're willing to spend to place their ad in front of your video. Let's say your video gets 1,000 views. Okay? If your video audience is a majority of kids from third world countries, so they're literally in a broke country, like India, and then they're kids with no money, you know what's going to happen? None of your 1,000 viewers are going to end up buying whatever product this advertiser has. Let's say he has a $15 software product, okay, per month. If 0 individuals buy his $15 product, he just spent, let's say he spent $2 on your 1,000 views. That's how much he chose. He spent $2 per 1,000 views, and he made no money. That's fucking ass. Now, imagine instead of Indian broke kids, you got NA, North American adults to watch your content. They most likely have 9-to-5 jobs, they most likely have money and purchasing power, and most likely, if you got 1,000 North American adults to watch this advertiser's ad, he's going to become profitable. At least 5 individuals of the 1,000 will buy his $15 product, and he's going to make 5 times 15, that's like $78, I can't do math, something like that. So he's going to become profitable. Even if he spent $30 for 1,000 views, if he got 5 individuals to buy his $15 product, he'll be more than glad to invest all of his advertising budgets towards my viewership because it makes him profitable. Now, when you have a higher spending power, you know what's going to happen? His competitors, so let's say this is a software company for YouTube automation. This other software company for YouTube automation is going to try to bid their ad budget on my viewership as well because they know that it's really profitable and my channel has the best audience with the highest spending power. And so thus, I will make a fuck ton of money. I can get paid up to $100 in per 1K views. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. Comment yes if that makes sense. Because I think I explained that quite well. Fuck, my arm's gonna fucking... CTR. What is that? Let's say 1,000 individuals click on your content. Not click on your content, come across your content. You know that YouTube homepage when you're scrolling and then you decide which video to click on? That's called the homepage. And the ratio between how many individuals came across your video and actually clicked on it is going to determine how well YouTube wants to rank your video and push out your videos. So anything above a 10% CTR is going to make sure that your video is going to do good. So if 1 in 10 individuals came across their YouTube homepage, saw your video, and they clicked on it, you're chilling. Your video's going to get views basically guaranteed. You need a 10% CTR. Okay? If it's 5%, your thumbnail is ass. It's terrible. No one wants it. You have absolutely no idea what you're doing. So then you have to fix your packaging. I don't know why I wrote it sideways. Packaging is just your title, your thumbnail, as well as a niche. Because the niche matters a lot. If you have the best thumbnail concept and the best topic, but it's in the niche that no one cares about, like slime or fidget spinners, guess what's going to fucking happen? You get no views. You become broke. You'll be living on the streets like a hobo. So that's what's going to happen when you don't understand the 3 metrics that make up for a CTR, okay, which is title, thumbnail, what was the other one? Niche. Niche just simply means topic. What your video concept is like generated in. So, make money online, that's a niche. Gadgets. gadgets, that's a niche. Computer science. Make money online, I said that's why. Social media. Get the drill. Alright, now I want to show you a very, very important graph that you have to understand in order to maximize your revenue. Because at the end of the day, what do we want? We want, can't spell, max revenue. We always want to make as much money as we fucking can, right? Because who the fuck wants to make $0? Who wants to make, $2 per 1,000 views when you can make $30 per 1,000 views? Pay close attention here. This is what I like to call leverage. And then down here, volume. This is going to be your revenue graph. And you have to understand there's two main metrics for leverage. What does leverage even mean? Ask yourself this. What does leverage mean? I'll give you 2 seconds while I make this graph. Why can I never spell, bro? Oh my days. Views. For those idiots that don't know what the word leverage means, I'll try to explain it the best I can. Leverage simply means getting more of what you put in. What is money? What is revenue? Revenue is the output, right? Input equals output. And what is output? Output's money. So how do we get the most output to make the most amount of money? We need to leverage what we're inputting. And can we control the output? We can't control the output because that's the external factor that's outside of our hands. I can't control what the market's going to be. I can't control if I make a fucking $1 million off of this crypto meme coin that I just bought. What I can control, though, is the research behind buying the meme coin. What I can control is how much money I put within the meme coin. And what I can control, which is the input, is what video topics I create, how I create the thumbnails, what niche I'm making videos about, stuff like that. What the hook of the video is. So you have to maximize your leverage, which is getting the most bang for your buck on your video. And the way you do that, the way you maximize leverage, is through getting the highest RPM, so getting paid the most dollars per 1,000 views, or getting the most views on your video. Because I'll be straight up right now, if you want to focus on views, you're not going to have a high RPM. If you want to focus on high RPM, you cannot focus on views, because those two contradict each other completely. If you're trying to go for views, you have to have a super broad audience that is able to actually click on your video a bunch of times. For that to happen, then you're going to have random individuals. You're not going to be able to get only United States adults that can pay $15 for that software company. Vice versa, if you want to have super niched, high spending power individuals who watch your content, you know what's going to fucking happen. You're not going to get Indian kids, you're not going to get normal kids, you're not going to be able to get any other specific worldwide audience that's super broad. A Mr. Beast content would probably have very low RPM because it's attracting every single individual on planet Earth. You're not going to guarantee any sort of high spending power. Does that kind of make sense? So those two contradict each other. You can have a nice mix of both, obviously, but usually it's one or the other. And I always like to focus on RPM because when we post videos on our channel, it's a basic guarantee that we're going to get views. As long as you keep on posting. So what you have to focus on is the RPM, because you can't really change that as you get more views and as you build an audience on your channel. Okay, so now you can see, if we have super high leverage, by the way, volume just is how many times you post. 10 times a day, 1 time a week, post as much as you fucking can. Okay? If you have an insanely high leveraged content, so your content gets either a bunch of views or has a huge ass RPM, but then you're posting 1 time a week, you're going to make no money. Now, if you had really, really high volume and you posted 10 times a day or 20 times a day, but then you have not so great of leverage and your video content is either very low RPM or not attracted towards a lot of views, you're going to make decent money, you know? Where is that? You'll be making slightly more money. Because volume, honestly, is more important than leverage, in my opinion. You can always brute force success through just sheer volume. If you do 5 times more than your competitor, let's say your competitor is posting twice a day, you do 10 times a day, even if your video is like 50% worse than theirs, you're still going to grow faster because you're putting out more chances. YouTube, when it comes to evergreen channels, it doesn't matter how many times you post. You can post 10 times in a single day. You post 10 times an hour, it doesn't fucking matter because you're not building videos towards an audience, but you're building videos that people need to watch in a specific market that already has a natural demand. I went over this a bunch of times in my other videos, so definitely check that out. But it doesn't matter how many times you upload. Volume does not matter at all when it comes to evergreen topics. You can post fucking a million times in a second. There's this channel called Hey Delphi. Search it up if you can. Search it up if you can find it. But there's this channel that posted a million videos on their channel. And the videos were like 20-second long bot videos, complete bullcrap, baloney. That channel still pulls 40,000 daily views, which is ass for a million views. But you can still get somewhat success, which is sheer volume. So focus on volume and also focus on how much bang for your buck you can get per video, okay? So some of my content has a $100 RPM, but that still gets thousands of views every single month. So that's the highest leverage. So now when you have a super high leverage content where you have video content that has and attracts a high RPM and still gets pretty decent views and you post a ton of those videos over and over again, you post 10 videos every single day, you know what's going to fucking happen? Make the most bang for your buck. You may get maximized revenue. Hopefully this graph makes sense, and you can see if you're somewhere in the middle where you have like pretty decent RPM, let's say you have like a $4 RPM and you're posting 5 times a day, so everything's kind of mid, you'll be making mid money. Does that kind of make sense? Hope it does. Alright, I'm going to erase this beautiful graph. If you want to screenshot it because the last time you're never fucking see it. This whiteboard is actually going to get cooked. Read, snowball effect. What does that mean? The fuck does that mean? Why are you showing me snowball effect? The snowball effect is when you see no results at the beginning, which I said earlier, you're going to be in trench work, doing a ton of crap, and not getting much results for it. And you never want to quit before the snowball effect. Because when you do, you're basically guaranteed failure. Do you want to guarantee failure? Do you want to be an absolute idiot for the rest of your life, making $0? You probably don't. So don't quit before you reach snowball effect. It's basically very, very difficult for you, and you're going to be facing the hardest times where it feels impossible at the start. Do you know why it feels impossible? You have no clue if it works. You have no clue what gets a higher RPM. You don't know anything, period. Everyone has weeks plus months of zero progress. So every individual who I personally met, including myself, went through at least a few weeks, bare minimum, of trench work. Does that make sense? So don't expect yourself to be overnight Mr. Success. Don't expect yourself to make more money than you within 2 weeks, because that's not going to happen. Because right now, on the graph chart, you're over here, okay? Huge ass snowball, and you're pushing with all your might, okay? This thing weighs 2,000 pounds. Basically impossible to lift. But if you just keep on doing it, if you're super strong, is push that shit, eventually it's going to start rolling by itself down the hill, and then it's going to be a lot better. If you're making 0 to 1K a month right now on YouTube, you're going to be going through trench. I already went through this a bunch of times, but I have to set frame and make you understand. You're going to go through at least a few months, minimum, of trench. It's inevitable. This is part of business. It goes through every single individual business as well. If you were to start Amazon FBA, or if you started e-commerce or crypto trading, you're going to lose a fuck ton of money in meme coin trading before you actually get your big ass win. Unless you just copy from the best meme coin trader in the world sitting next to you. Okay? Snowball effect. I need to start making my graphs a little bit smaller so I don't have to constantly erase this all the time. But everyone asks me, Daniel, oh my gosh, YouTube's too saturated. Now I want to show you there's something actually called reverse saturation. It's a really real thing, and you don't probably know this because you haven't watched, my video until now. But this is a very, very huge thing. Can you guess what this means? Take a second. What does reverse saturation mean? Does that mean you're getting unsaturated? Does that mean that you're going to become... No. Okay. I'll explain exactly what reverse saturation means. Yes, there is a saturation within YouTube to the point where if you were to make videos about Minecraft or make videos about fucking Instagram, you're not going to do well. There's way too many supply and there's way too much content that are demanding for specific niches, like for example, Minecraft. Why the hell would out of the million individuals who search up for Minecraft speedrun, click on yours, when there's a Dream video, there's a Tommy Innit video, there's a George Sapnap video? You're not going to do good, okay? And the reason why is because you're not an exception. You are not the best. However, there is a huge reverse saturation and in crazy demand, in crazy big of a market for the George 2.0. George, his channel's like fucking dead, bro. Okay, don't sue me, but everyone on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. When you go onto YouTube homepage, you want to watch a good piece of content and you just endlessly scroll, but there's no good content. There's a ton of content out there. Saturation is real, but there's actually no, the reverse saturation is just as real. There's no actual good content that supplies for said niches that every single industry wants or needs. There's always going to be an industry for the most saturated markets if you are the best. If you are the next Dream, George, Snap, whatever those bullshit Minecraft YouTubers are. And for you to be able to have reverse saturation, you have to have can you read? Good plus human voiceover. You cannot have an AI voiceover because every single individual can just create a fucking AI voiceover that sounds ultra realistic, but that's gonna probably get your channel demonetized, and AI just sounds fucking super AI and fake and not original. So people want authentic content. You have to have a super good, solid ass voiceover to create your videos. That's basically 80% of the video content itself. If you can master everything I told you about earlier, which is packaging, and you have a semi-decent voiceover, your video is going to get views. If it is in a high enough demand. If it's in Temu, it's not going to work. Because Temu only works now for huge channels within the market that has been making Temu content for a long time. Does that kind of make sense? I really hope what everything showed you so far actually makes sense. Because all you have to do to beat market saturation is to go into reverse saturation. Become the best at what you do. There's so much content on YouTube that is genuinely in demand for like the best tutorials and the best evergreen topics. If you search up how to delete your Instagram account on YouTube right now, look at the videos that you're going to be competing against. How good are they? There's no editing, very, very little, actual good quality content. A lot of them have Indian voiceovers, which isn't bad, but you can get a lot better voiceover with a lot less accents rather than an Indian voiceover. If it works, it works. Hey, don't hate on the game, hate on the player, or the other way around. But you can do a lot better if you have a non-Indian voiceover that has a very, very solid accent that is very, very easy to understand, very good content that has no filler content. Okay, it actually explains steps well. What you notice within the evergreen industry is that there's so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Clickbait. I've said this in one of my earlier videos, but I made a video about how to enable dark mode on Snapchat. That video is complete baloney. Everyone wants to learn how to turn on dark mode in Snapchat. My video is literally, in this video, I'll show you how to turn. You can't turn on dark mode in Snapchat. It's not a thing. That setting is fake. It's a scam. But that video still did very, very good and got me tens of thousands of views because there's always a demand for it. But if you create content that is genuinely better than my little bullcrap, clickbait video, you're going to do a lot better than me because there's always a demand and your video genuinely helps more. It's more relevant to the viewer than my bullshit video. So you're going to get more views, you're going to get more money than me. Focus on the content quality once you have learned everything else, and you'll completely dominate because there's a huge, huge lackage in all of YouTube for genuinely good content. You know what I'm talking about. Alright, so now that you actually understand and with tangible advice I have given you, you know how to create good content, I need to show you the next best thing, which is right now on the scale of $0 and $1 million off of YouTube. You're right here. $0. The reason why you're at $0 is genuinely because you haven't started yet. Okay, so you're basically at a zero authority standpoint. Channel authority on YouTube is really, really real, where it means basically YouTube is prioritizing other channels who are a lot bigger than your channel, who has a lot more reasoning to rank and get more views than yours. because they already have an establishment, they have a history with YouTube, they post good content, they have good thumbnails, they have good views and an engagement on their channel. Of course YouTube is going to rank theirs over yours. If I was a business, if I was YouTube and I was 2 videos, one with 1 million subs, post a bunch of content that has really good engagement, one brand new ass video, brand new ass channel with a really retarded looking banner, why the hell would I promote this one? I at least know that this channel A is not going to screw me over. Channel B might be some retarded ass scam channel that posts, I don't know, scam content. So you have to prove yourself to YouTube first. And so for you to copy a big channel with millions of subscribers, like Guide Realm or Trevor Nace, huge channels within the Evergreen industry, you're not going to do well. Because they have a lot more authority and they have a lot more, I guess, room to create broader content. You can't create broad content. If you try to make a video about how to make money online, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get absolutely dominated by those big boys with big dicks. You have a small dick. Your channel is very, very small. Okay? Does that make sense? So you have to compete with other individuals who are very, very small in size as well. Small dicks just like your channel. This is you. That's one of the biggest channels, okay? So for you to compete with this guy, it's basically impossible. You have to compete and copy the topics and copy the concepts, formats, and titling of other sub $5,000 channels. Sorry, 5,000 subscriber channels. If what works on a small channel will most likely work on your channel because you guys have similar authority, and for you to rank in a video topic that has genuinely a gap in the market where there's a huge demand, low supply, you're going to do well. So, I'm going to erase this little super professional high-end drawing. I know you're laughing. I know you're smirking. You have to niche down. You have to go specific. So, I'll give you some examples. If you made a, like I said earlier, how to make money, you can get 0 views. If you did how to make a website with Canva plus Wix, that's a lot more specific. There's naturally less supply for that, and thus there's going to be naturally a bigger gap in the market between supply and demand. Yes, less people search for this. Oh, my video's not going to get as much views. Bro, get humble. You're literally at 0 views right now. Be more humble. Make video content that genuinely has a potential for you to be at the top and to pull in all the views for whatever said volume of individuals search for. You'll do good. You'll get more views than right now, which is fucking 0. Don't try to make how to make money online. You're going to get literally crushed by the market with like George Welch, Iman Gauji, Danny X, YTA Danny. Make videos that are super specific and targeted towards a specific audience, so not only can you manipulate the RPM and get more bang for your buck, but then you're going to start building channel authority, you're going to start building more subscribers, and YouTube's going to eventually put you closer to here. You're not going to probably be here immediately, you're probably going to be like right here after a few weeks or a few months, but you're going to slowly build your way towards more views, more authority, and find yourself a lot easier to rank. And that's when that snowball effect starts to take into place. That's when you can start to outsource tasks, learn higher ROI skills, such as more in-depth keyword research and topic niche research, whatever, than to actually slave away and do like the videos yourself. Because you don't want to automate the tasks before you actually know what works. Start creating the video content yourself, even if you're working 9 to 5, even if you have no time. Just learn basic video creation concepts. Because not only do you know what works and what you expect when you start to hire, but you have that skill locked into place, and you also save money. Don't be gambling your dollars away to some random person from overseas when you don't even know that video concept will work. Alright, so now that you are done, now that you've done everything that I've just freaking told you, and you've executed properly, by month 3/4/5/6, you should be at $5,000 a month. This pen is absolutely cooked. For you to get from obviously 0 to 1K to then 1 to 5K, you have to do more of the same thing. Now, there's a huge misconception. A lot of people think that for you to scale in YouTube, you have to do something different. No, you fucking don't. Whatever got you money to begin with, and this applies to literally every business in the whole industry of making money online, Just do more. Just volumize. You have the concepts locked in. You know how to semi-leverage your content towards higher RPM or higher view potential. Now you have to focus on volume. Because volume is basically how million-dollar companies turn into billion-dollar companies. How the fuck did Elon Musk change or make his Tesla company go to $1 billion and then $1 trillion? By just selling more of the same product. This applies to fucking anything. I didn't even have to explain that to you. A baby would have known that, so. Improve also not only volume, but obviously you have the other one, which is leverage. Now, for you to actually maximize your fucking revenue to get to 5K a month and potentially even higher, you have to really, really dial in on leverage a lot as well. Because volume is super simple. This is not easy, but it's simple. What do you have to do? Hire more individuals, probably charge at a cheaper rate so you can actually volume without going bankrupt, and just get more staff. If you do that, super straightforward, you will produce more content, and then boom, you have a huge surplus in overall production. But you do not want to ever sacrifice leverage for more volume. Because like I showed you in that graph previously, let me draw it real quick. If you have volume right here and then leverage right over here, and then you're doing huge volume, how do I do this? If you have huge volume, right, you're posting a ton of content, and then your freaking leverage is right down here, you're just going to be stuck at 0. If you posted 1,000 videos about fidget spinner, what the fuck are you going to do? You get 0 views. So you have to make sure that every single type of content that you post has a meaningful direction, whether that be a super high RPM that can attract individuals who have high spending power, or attract a huge wide audience that can click on your video and generate you a massive ton of views, okay? You have to make sure you're doing one or the other. And I honestly, because I'm biased, I have huge RPMs for all of my channels. I prefer RPM. It's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about getting a ton of views. It looks cooler as well. Imagine going to your friend, showing them your channel, them thinking it's dead because it got 300 views, but secretly that video made you $2,000. Okay, that's not possible. Secretly that video made you $50, and then you have thousands of videos at 300 views paying you $50 every single day. That's crazy money. So improve the two variables. Make sure you're hyper-optimizing every single time, whether that be getting a better voiceover to attract better quality people, or you're making the thumbnail a little bit better to get that higher CTR so you can get more views. Making your topic research better, so you're finding the better niches that can actually have a better audience, whether that be a higher spending audience or just a higher view potential audience. You're doing everything you can to increase volume plus leverage, okay? Because that will give you 5K a month. Do more, do better, maximize your output. At the end of the day, all we want is output. We don't even want more input, because sometimes, like I said earlier, you can have more input but then less output because your leverage went down like crazy. You want to have a good mix of both. So that volume equation, let me draw something insanely good, okay? So let's say you have a lever. Now, let's say this is money, right over here, and then every time you pump this or you push it down, the money goes up, right? Now, if you were to push this lever, if this lever was like, if you're pushing right over here, it would be a lot more difficult and it'd be a lot heavier. But if you pushed right here, it will be a lot easier and get a lot more pumps in and make more money. And now all you have to do is maximize volume by pumping it, as many times as you fucking can. And that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Does that kind of make sense? If you're an absolute idiot, that would definitely make sense. So I would assume that makes sense for you. Now you gotta be patient as I clean my whiteboard. Oh my gosh, bro. You know that marker smell of high school? It's absolute shit, and I have to go through that because I hated high school. If you liked high school, I don't know what's wrong with you. So, now that you're at 5K a month, let's say you want to now scale to 10K a month per month, what you have to do now is understand what game you are in, what shoe you're in, and where you stand upon every other competitor channel there's out there. So again, like I showed you earlier, here's my beautiful graph. This is going to be zero authority with like 1K subs or less. Now right here is 100K plus or higher subscribers on YouTube. And if you're right over here at 20K subs, you have a lot of competitive advantage towards these guys right here that were in your position a few months ago, starting completely from scratch. So you shouldn't be copying still from, these small channels. I mean, sure you can. It probably do just as good. But you want to start playing big boy moves where you can actually go towards the broader side of things. Because like I said earlier, broad equals virality. If you have more broad of an audience, you have a bigger chance of getting more eyeballs attracted and clicking on your content. Yes, you will get less views, but that's inevitable. For you to expand and scale towards the next level, you have to sacrifice some leverage for just a ton more views in return. And that's actually still a form of leverage because you're leveraging now more towards virality content. And it's basically content that has a lot more ability to get eyeballs to begin with. A lot more individuals will click on a Instagram video or a fucking Minecraft video than a Wix video, because Wix is specifically targeted towards people who want to build a website. Not a lot of individuals want to build a website. There's billions of individuals who want to play Minecraft. So you can start playing those bolder moves, and you can maybe even get away with stuff like this. Make online. Make money online. You could genuinely start to make content around making money online. So you do like how to make money with Canva, or the easiest money making method period in 2025. And if you make that type of content, you have genuinely good hooks, good thumbnails, and good everything, then you can actually get away with, channel authority and quote-unquote saturation. So then you don't have to focus on reverse saturation. You still have to focus, obviously, on your content quality, the concepts, and everything, but you can get away with a lot more difficult and saturated content because you have that establishment with YouTube, which is super important. A channel, again, with 1 million subscribers would be 10 times easier to rank. I'll actually give you a funny story. My main channel with over 200,000 subscribers ranked on a video topic that was quote-unquote dead 3 months ago because a lot of my communities from Search Accelerator, a lot of my members create that same type of content. They went viral like 3 months ago, and then all their videos died out because bigger channels started to make videos about it, and it was starting to become saturated by those huge big boys with 100k plus subs. Then 3 months later, I posted that a few weeks ago on my 200k sub channel. It got like 16,000 views. It was about Monopoly, which has a retarded high RPM. So, pro tip, if you want to get a super high RPM, make Monopoly videos. And the reason why it has a super high RPM, yes, it's gaming content, but Monopoly Go, I think, is mostly used in the States. No Indian people use it. No people from third world country, which is a broke country, will use it. So that means the only individuals who click on my content will be individuals who have a high spending power. Boom, we'll get paid. YouTube loves that. Advertisers love that. So advertisers make money. Basically, you want to make advertisers happy for you to get more views, dollars per views. If the advertiser's happy, if they become profitable, they will bid all their budget on your content, even if you get 2 views. One of my clients, Arthur, he got a 2,000 euro RPM. So he got £2 for 2 views, or £2 for one single review. That's how powerful it is. Do the math, you get 100 views, but you'll be rich. Copy bigger channels. As you get more subscribers, you can go and be more lenient towards broader ideas. You can start to copy, 50k sub channels, maybe even 70k, 100k sub channels. You'll get away with some of them, not all of them, but you can just afford to risk bigger video ideas for a bigger chance of making more money. This basically applies to meme coins as well. If you're trying to make $1 million, if you have $1 million of Solana and you're trying to make $10 million, you can afford, 10k losses. But you cannot afford 10k losses if you're at, $2,000 in your bank account. I'm so good at articulation. Hopefully everything I've said so far makes sense, because if it doesn't make sense, then this genuinely business model is not for you. You have to focus on your English levels first. Okay. Now, the only way for you to scale past 10k per month and more is through brand deals. Because ad revenue, yes, I've seen channels, they've gotten away and they posted a ton of videos, but it took a long time. And so for you to get to here the quickest possible way, preferably under 2 years, is to leverage ad revenue plus steal money from brands. Brands like software brands, physical product brands, dropshipping brands, digital brands, any sort of brands that has a product that they're trying to promote and they run ads, steal money from them. So instead of taking them through AdSense and through the whole YouTube middleman process, reach out directly to the brand, be like, yo, I'll make a video specifically designed to your product to drive all my traffic with high view potential and high spending power audience towards whatever said product, and I want a percentage in return, or I want a base price. Boom, you can make $1,000 in a single video. I charged this software company for a simple, I don't even know, it was a super short video. I had spent like an hour to create the content myself because I didn't want to outsource it. I wanted it to be actually pretty decently good. That video, the software company paid me $750 US. $700 per hour of work. That's insane. So you can make a few bands. If you just only work 1 hour a week on finding the right software company or just whatever company there is, reaching out to them, do this via email. And I highly suggest at the end of your YouTube about page, you attach a different email than your actual YouTube's email, because then people are going to fucking try to hack you. So have a different email just separately for brand deals. Use that email to outreach to individuals, and when you start to get views, you'll be surprised how many emails you'll actually get of inbound emails, people reaching you to ask if they can land brand deals and promote whatever product for your channel for a quick 1-minute sponsor. And that is how you can make an extra 2 to 5K just off of revenue. But you cannot get that type of promotion and I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Potential. You cannot have the potential to get a ton of inbounds if you have no views to begin with. So do not try to do brand deals on a fucking brand new channel. Start to build up your ad revenue first, have views coming in, make sure you have a high spending powered audience. Once that happens, once you make at least 2 to 5K a month, you'll be able to actually land brand deals, and for software companies or digital product companies to, reach out to you. You steal all their money. It doesn't matter if they become profitable because they have to pay you first. That's a cool thing. If you obviously you want to make them happy, because when they're happy, then you can land long-term brand deals, and they're gonna start paying you a monthly retainer of $2K just to make a simple 1 video a week, 4 videos, 4 hours of work, $2,000. That's fucking insane. So you can make an extra $2K, upwards to $5K. You can start charging more if you actually bring them more of a profit. So if you, for whatever reason, got 5K views and all of them have super high spending power on said video for this brand, and then they have a $200 product, 10 of them bought, so they made $2K, you can start charging them like $3K. Do it. The fucking thing to do. They're not going to say no. You already made them a profit. Last thing they want to do is leave you or lose you. You just made that brand or company more money. So leverage ad revenue, leverage your ability to steal money from other brands, and that's going to be the quickest way for you to scale past 5 to 10K per month and get to those multi-5-figure months. Is that it? That is it. Does that all make sense? I said this a million times, so let me know if what I just said makes sense, because this is my first ever whiteboard video. I think I did exceptionally good, because I'm just obviously the best at whatever I do. Drop a like if you like this video. Drop a dislike if you didn't learn anything. If you want to learn how I can potentially help you, join Search Accelerator. That's my community where I'll teach you exactly how you can build towards 5 to 10K per month and more. I'll have that link somewhere in the description and pinned comment in this video. Okay? I don't know why I did that. Get after it.